Hey y'all, I'm Melissa.
And I'm Alyssa.
We are your Buttons Babes, and this week we are pushing that family versus career button, but part 2. We got some feedback and have some interesting avenues we want to explore. Single parenting. Like, how? I cannot imagine, especially living in Los Angeles, being a single parent and having to navigate a career, a little human, like
feeding, going to sleep,
just
going to the bathroom by yourself,
coordinating all of that.
School, homework. Oh my God, packing lunches. Do you do that? Like, do you still do that?
I'm the wrong one. Like, in turn, I props to all of the single
Shout
parents.
Out to the single parents.
You're
thriving.
Yes.
You're doing it.
Doing the damn thing.
Don't know how you are, but kudos to you.
Beautiful. And I can only imagine how hard it is, like I said. And with that being said, maybe this is terrible, but I also do not think I could date a single parent.
It's a no for me, dog.
Like,
absolutely not.
I know that's wrong, and I can only imagine how
But why is it wrong? Why is it wrong?
Okay, that's fair.
Dating, like, in itself is a challenge.
Yes.
Because you have to, give some things up, accept some things that you cannot control, or that they cannot control. But it's like, I mean, relationships are hard, friendships,
yes.
Family, like, whatever. But, like, there's a lot of baggage that can go into a relationship.
That is true.
No matter if you've had 10 or less or more, like, there's a lot that goes in. Things can get misunderstood, miscommunicated all the time. Like, life just happens where, like, sometimes it's really hard to be just plain dating. Like,
yes, and adding a child to that, but the devil's advocate, there's a little voice over here that's like, but Alyssa, someone that has a child,
Alyssa.
Yes, someone that has a child and is a single parent, like, majority of the time, unfiltered, they got their shit together. They have figured
whether
it out.
Whether they like it or not, right. They probably have to.
They have figured out in a certain capacity to be able to raise this child, provide for it financially, communicate effectively, hopefully, and, like, has been through some shit, seen some shit, and is therefore probably more understanding, more communicative, more like, okay, look, this is what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, then deuces. Like, this is who and what the fuck I am. This is my kid. Not ready to introduce you to them. But by the way, I've got one. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, but
I mean,
that's just the flip side. But I'm still very much so. I require a lot of attention. And I am aware. I own it. I'm sitting in that pocket, and I'm okay with it. And I say that I don't like to be put first because the person needs to put their self first, and I do believe that. But I'm like,
you're a close second.
Yeah, I am. I'm a close second. I'm like, what about me?
I mean, yeah. To me, if we're dating, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, like, I don't want kids. I don't want a family. So it's a definite no for me because, like, I don't want to get attached to your child and have them get attached to me. Ooh, because I know that deep down,
and that's rough.
We're not hanging out. Like, sure, I can be the fun, like, slightly taller lady that comes over and we watch movies together. But, like, that's it. That's all that it's going to be. Like, there's no way that,
there's no future here. So what's the point?
Yeah. So I don't want to do that to myself, and out of respect for this other person and their child, because also I know that, like, kids are so impressionable, right?
Yes.
Like, so if you have people in their lives for, like, a blip, it may be beneficial for them, but also it may not be. one of my cousins like had a boyfriend that we loved growing up. Like we rarely saw them, but he was always so nice to us. And I remember being kind of sad when he was no longer at like the holiday things. You know, like we weren't besties, but you know, whatever. But it was just like, oh, he was like a nice person that was there.
Right. And essentially a part of the family.
Yeah.
Like,
and
kids
I've
take
been the like girlfriend in of, you know, dynamic of, oh, now you're part of the family. And it was like hard to leave that also because I'm like, obviously, you know, my kids, like, you know, whatever, but like it was still very hard to be like, okay, we're done. This whole thing is done here. My family is like weird about exes, so we stay in touch and like they come over for things and like, you know, whatever. But my mom cried for like all of my high school breakups and I was like, oh, I'm dumping so-and-so today. Like, you know, whatever. They don't like my trapper keeper, you know, like the dumb shit. She would cry and she was so attached. And like that to me, like however silly it is, like the devastation that that may put on that child, those children, if there are more than one. I'm like, I don't want to be known for that. Like I don't want that to be like when they think of me, they're like, she left up, you know what I mean?
Yes.
This is clearly putting myself on a pedestal. But I am only in my world imagining that I'm super great.
You are super great. But like but also with that, with the kids comes the baby mama drama or the baby daddy drama or the
baby family drama. Like there's
whatever
a lot.
It could be. And maybe it's good. Maybe like that is a factor in dating single parents. Like, am I willing to insert myself and deal with everything that comes with it? Some people, you know, like hats off to you as well, because that's a different kind of dynamic and getting used to that and being okay with the baggage. I just would prefer not because I want a family. I want kids. And I am probably stuck on the idea of what it's supposed to look like. And I want to have my first child and have, I want my husband and I, or who, like, yes. Well, anyway, my significant other and I to have our child together.
This is your baby.
This is
pieces
our
of
baby.
you
This
and
is
pieces of them are in the baby.
Yes, or if we adopt, like we're doing that together. This is us starting our family. And maybe I'm a little closed-minded on this, but there's a part of me that hurts and grieves that idea if someone already has a child, if they've already started a family. And I don't, like, and it's selfish. Yes, I am aware. I don't get to have that. Like, yes, we will have our family, but like, and it's not something that we're doing together for the first time. I love firsts.
Just get the first pancake out of the way. Like,
the first pancake.
The second pancake is always better.
I just want two pancakes.
First is the worst, second is the best, third is the one with the hairy chest. Hello?
Yeah, like one pancake. Actually, I want two pancakes, one try. So I want twins. There we go. Like, pop them out. Mommy gets her body back. We good to go. Like, I'm dead ass. Like.
Oh, I mean, we all know the people we know.
Little vain, little shallow. I
love our bodies.
Yes, I accept that of me and accept that I am selfish with some things. And I don't want to, like my ADD brain, I was like, well, what if like out of nowhere your significant other finds out that they had a child that they didn't know about and it's just in your life now? I'm like, okay, great.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing that happens. My brother married someone who had a child before him. And like, we love her, we love the child, and they just had their first baby together. So they have family. But like, I always wondered like how that was for him. And in conversations that we had together, that was like, are you trying to be a dad right now?
Right?
Like, are you ready for this? Like, bro, you gotta get your shit
parent.
together. Like, you can't be not on it with someone who's got a kid. Like, you can't. And
the standards, the expectations are different also. It's like, we ain't doing this dumb shit. Like, good.
They had that kind of moment, like, where it was like, she was like, all right, listen, get your shit together or not.
Right.
And he, I mean, I think he did because they're married.
Right.
But
see,
like,
that's why I respect people who have children. Again, props, single parents. Got his shit together and okay.
But also like, that's still, I feel like I hear about people also who got their shit together and then are like dicks to the kids. And that's what I'm like, okay, this kid didn't ask for this either.
Damn. Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
that-
Like, we all have that friend who like had a horrible step parent or know someone who had the horrible step parent. And like, I think that's another like Cinderella, like, okay, maybe the mom and the dad loved each other. We never got to meet dad.
Right.
But, you know, Cinderella's life was fucking terrible until she married the prince.
That's another thing as far as like being a single parent, being careful about who you bring around your kid, because there's a lot of predatory behavior that happens towards single parents to get to the children.
Yeah.
And it's that
if I was a single parent, I don't know if I would date, because that would be the thing in my head.
And out.
Yeah.
Because I would kill someone. I said it. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That is not happening. And that's something, as a single parent, you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Like, who could choose?
Another reason that I'm like, I don't want, I can't.
So,
I have a hard enough time with my sister who's an adult. That is enough to help for me to be like, what are you doing? It's late. Go to bed.
Okay, y'all. So as you can see, Alyssa and I can do it with the single parents. Like, props to those that can. Props to our single parents. This has been career versus family part 2 tangent. But let us know if you're a single parent, how do you make it work? You know,
how has it not worked?
Right? What are some of the biggest concerns, the hardest things that you've had to face with doing that? And then also, people out there, you down with dating daddies, mommies, like single parents? Let us know. Drop it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you next week. Bye.